Hello and welcome to Forsyth, Illinois. Today we're checking out Forsyth Park Disc Golf Course. There is a harder and longer blue layout, but we're going to be playing the short and silver, which is a par 58. Now there are some par 4s that offer a good chance at birdie or eagle if you have the distance, but a really fun short course. Starting off on hole 1, we don't have the best drive ever, and our upshot is okay, but it flattens over a little too much, and I'm left with a really long look from probably outside C2 or just inside C2. Give it a good bid, but we'll tap that in for our bogey. Hole 2 offers a very short water carry over a stream. Throw this one a little bit past the basket. Great line though.
A little deep.
Back in C2, go for a good bid, but unfortunately hit just low. With our mid-range, a truth, ended up just throwing it too low there. Had a good line, good flex, but again, didn't have the height. And this, inversely, has the height, but doesn't need it. However, we do recover the par here with a nice deep putt, maybe 35 feet here. Again, throwing that mid-range, we keep it on more of a hyzer. Get some really nice ground play. Skips out here to about 40 feet from the basket. And we sink it. Maybe that was closer to 30, I'm not sure. For hole 5, I messed up the recording, but the drive ended up about here. So a long look here, and we offer it up, and we'll be there for the tap-in. Hole 6 is an uphill shot. It's short. We take our Innova Pig and unfortunately turn that over. It's a little too flat, flies a little too far, doesn't give us the chance for the birdie.
Way too much.
We don't have a great line for a putt, but it is a good upshot, and we'll take the par. We'll drive on hole 7. I ended up turning it over too far again. A nice flex, we get some good distance, but again, not in range for the birdie. We'll take our long look, which is just a glorified upshot, and then tap in about 15 feet for the birdie there. Hole 8, pretty simple. We throw that mid-range, but unfortunately hyzer it out a little too hard. Takes us outright, leaving another long look. And that one's on line, but just a little bit low. Hole 9, fun hole. The longer variant, the blue version, is actually on an island around the loop on the parking lot, which is a cool hole, but we're doing the silvers here. That one leaks right, has a good tree center fairway for a long look and upshot, and we'll tap in for the par. Now, hole 10 is a fun par 4. It's a generous par 4. It's only 417 feet. We're throwing a Star Mamba here, which is a really understable disc, the most understable disc in my bag, for a big flex. I birdied this the other day, almost eagled it with the same disc, but unfortunately this one flexed a little too hard, ended up in the woods. Okay, so it did cut a little short. Zoom in here, we can see the faint outline, so that's not looking too great. Unfortunately, the camera messed up again and didn't record my scramble out and the putt, but I did take a par on that hole. Hole 11, another short uphill shot, but again, just over gripping that pig and turning it over too far to the left, leaving a very long look. Gave it a good run, but a little bit short. We'll tap in for the par. Hole 12 is a lot more gracious on the silver setup, as the blue layout gives you a mandatory water carry. But we'll again turn this over. This is my notes. We're looking at not doing that again. Let's learn from that and improve. But we'll pitch out from the grass here and tap in for our par.
So This is a really fun course. I do really enjoy it. It's my second time, well, third round, second day playing it. It definitely has its challenges, but it's not crazy difficult. And I say that not because I'm shredding it by any means, but because it does offer you relief. And there are some tight fairways, but they don't make you throw a crazy ton of distance in those tight fairways. So you can take a little off the power and go for more control, which is good because I still suck at both.
This tee pad for hole 13A, you can see the sign is 13A on there. There's a 13B as well. Offers a much shorter water carry. This felt safe. It is in the silver layout, but I didn't feel like losing any discs anyways. I turn over the second forehand a little too much, turns into a cut roll, and doesn't end up too bad, but not really a putt. So we'll lay up and tap in for our par. Like I was saying, some of these par 4s are pretty generous. I feel like with a better drive, I should say, that's a very gettable birdie. Hole 14 is a straight hyzer. We ran this up. It wasn't as close as I thought from the tee pad, but it was close.
I thought that was the one.
And of course, the curse of running an ace is not hitting the birdie putt. As we chain out just to the side, we'll tap in for our par. Hole 15, another generous par 4, 443. Unfortunately, I go nose up. I throw it too high. Ends up OB. I don't know if I should have yelled for. It was fine.
So there's a tee pad. There's a basket. And we are tucked away neatly there. So we're gonna go ahead and take the OB.
Naturally, after you go OB, you want to just completely mess up your upshot, leaving you a really long putt, which of course you hit, or not. So we will tap in for our bogey. I really liked the drive on this hole. I felt like I really threw that disc nose down. It hit a nice flex. It's a Star Beast. Pretty neutral driver. Short upshot that I hate to leave even this long, even though it's only 15 to 18 feet. And we put that in there for the birdie, which again is another generous par 4. Hole 17 goes across this winding creek with a good forehand there. That would have been a, even tough to get over that creek.
We are in fact not in the creek. Nice.
But we got lucky, and we didn't end up in the creek.
Now we are.
Take our consolation upshot. Almost running it in there for a throw-in. That would have been beautiful. But we do hit a very nice par. A comeback, or not a par, but a putt. A par would be nice since we double bogeyed that hole. And again, just that high release, nose up, hit some trees. And unfortunately, that's not the last tree I hit as I try to squeeze this fairway and misrelease a little bit. A long run, basically just an upshot.
Thank you.
And we'll go ahead and tap in our bogey on the last hole. So a rough last 4 holes there, minus the birdie on 16. But overall, I really enjoyed this course. I had a great time. Of course, the time that I recorded it, I was 3 over par. This round we just watched. However, the first time I played it, I was 5 under. So definitely a lot of gettable birdies and pars there, as long as you avoid some of those big mistakes. But 10 out of 10 on that Forsyth Park disc golf course. If I was a little bit closer, I would definitely come back and play this course more often. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a great day.